Welcome back to the Football Today podcast, brought to you by Betfair, who are on your side this EPL season. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy, also known as Ben Chilwell. For some people on the internet, not me, but Marcus knows about that one. Alex is giving me a funny look over there. Hang on a minute. Marcus is not here, so we're joined by, could I say Betfair expert? Sometimes people say a very biased Arsenal man. Marcus has grown a mustache, but Alex Donnelly, how you going?
I'm way more handsome than Marcus, and definitely do know a lot more about Betfair. But hey, happy to be back a part of the Betfair family.
Yes.
So shout out to my mates Emil.
Yes,
good to hear from him once again. But
very
good. Coming in off the long run this week, it's not like a lot's been happening, Stats Guy.
There's been a lot happening, especially being an Arsenal fan, a Chelsea fan. There's a lot happening at the moment in the Premier League. We're heading into Matchweek 10, so really fired up for the season now. Today we're going to cover the top football and EPL news, the best Betfair back or lay bets for the EPL matches, including expert tips from Tony Hargreaves. They've been going really well over the last couple of weeks, so we're very excited with that. Then we're going to finish with quick fire tips and a bit of trivia with Olivia. That she said it's a bit of an easy one today, but that does not guarantee anything with our trivia knowledge sometimes. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Football Today podcast, and follow the socials, Football Today AU on TikTok and Football Today Australia on Facebook and Instagram. All right, Alex, as you know, we're going to start with Around the Grounds here. Mm-hmm. The biggest news, his name comes up on every single podcast I think that we've ever done. Even on other sports podcasts, his name pops up.
Yep.
Erik Ten Hag, he's gone. Man U lost to West Ham on the weekend. That was just shocking. And they're like, yep, that's the final straw. Erik Ten Hag is gone. I think we had a title this time last year about Erik Ten Hag getting sacked, but it's finally happened.
I think it's kind of funny that him losing his job happens after just an abysmal referee decision.
Yes,
where the running joke that we've had in the office for since I think it's match week 5 of last year was Garnacho was onside, Stats Guy.
Yeah.
No matter what happened, Garnacho was onside and Højlund should have had a penalty.
Yep.
So that goes back to when Arsenal beat Man United last year 3-1. And he never stopped mentioning it all year. And this year when he actually does get a really stiff decision, what is Michael Oliver doing in VAR? It's not a clear and obvious error to give that penalty against De Ligt. What are we doing here?
VAR at the moment is definitely not. It's just not working.
Don't start me with Saliba getting sent off, but then you didn't have Van de Ven sent off against Crystal Palace.
It's all over.
And then the Chelsea player who tackled Jota not getting sent off either. So
don't worry about it.
It's just, I don't know what's going on with VAR, but Ten Hag gone. I mean, they've spent £600 million. They still don't have an identity or brand of what football they're going to play.
You look at their team, they've got some good defenders. They've got really good attackers and guys that just should be doing a lot better. Even Diego Dallo, that miss that he had on the weekend,
that was pretty
he
funny.
had an open net pretty much. The West Ham fans were going nuts, so that was pretty funny. Now we're going to have a look. Who replaces Ten Hag as manager? I think you've said a lot of reports coming out for Amorim.
Yep.
From Sporting.
From Sporting Lisbon.
Yep.
So he's their current coach. They are unbeaten from 9 games. And they've scored 30 goals in the league. Whew. And he's going to leave to go to Manchester United, which is kind of funny, given how well they're going at the moment. As an Arsenal fan who's going to play Sporting in the Champions League in a few weeks, please leave. Go to Manchester United. It's totally fine. I've actually had money on Gareth Southgate for about 12 months now.
You love the funniest outcome. So that would be the funniest outcome, that Southgate goes from getting sacked by England to Man U.
And so from what I've heard and read is a big problem was Ten Hag not the best English speaker, so not great with the dialect. Dealing with the players, obviously he's Dutch. So I don't think they'd go for someone like you've written down here, Zinedine Zidane. He's not a native English speaker. Of course, Gareth Southgate being English is that. And Amorim, well, he sounds like he can speak decent enough English when you hear his press conferences. Yeah. So, and then you've got Van Nistelrooy there, which he's the interim manager, but he was brought in this season.
Yep.
Don't think he's ready to coach Manchester United.
No, I feel like you need a guy that's a bit more confident. Amorim, so I think you're right. I think they'll end up going with him, but it would be very funny.
You're going to pay £10 million to get Amorim across too.
Oh, with his current contract at Sporting
release
Lisbon.
clause.
Oh, they'd have that.
Well, that would mean they've spent £90 million on managers since Alex Ferguson left.
Just 90 mil. Yeah, that's
not as bad as Chelsea still.
Yeah, and definitely not as bad as Chelsea. To some more positive news, Chris Wood. He scores 2 goals as not to beat Leicester 3-1. Only Cole Palmer and Erling Haaland have more goals since December last year than Chris Wood. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's 33 or something like that.
The Kiwi goat, mate.
The Kiwi goat. He's on fire.
I'll never forgive him for missing 2 sitters against Manchester City late last season, though.
Yeah, and he's been around for 8. He had 14 goals last year. He's already got 7 goals this year.
He played for Leicester before. Yeah. He played for West Brom. I think he was at Newcastle. He was at Burnley. He's been everywhere, man.
He has been everywhere, man. Don't get that song going.
Yeah.
I just realised he's from Auckland. Could he play for the new Auckland FC team maybe in a few years down the
I reckon
track?
what they're paying their current squad is what he's getting per week.
Probably, but I just can't believe how well he's going because everyone has roasted him for years saying he's not like at the level. And then the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's been on fire.
Nuno doing a job.
Nuno is doing a job. And they're up to 7th, which I'm going to touch on later. That Knots are going really well. Now, you want to talk about this, being an Arsenal fan, anything that goes wrong with Tottenham, you're all over.
Yep.
Tottenham go full Spursy. Full Spursy after Ange said he doesn't believe in Spursy. They lost 1-0 to Palace, who had not won a game all season. What the hell?
What about this? Can we point out the assist from Eze, though?
Yeah, that was sick.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely hilarious. Anytime Tottenham, fall over, trip over themselves, crap all over their pants, I absolutely love. I despise Tottenham Hotspur.
I know you despise Tottenham. I love Ange.
Now that Ange is there as well with the Australian media jumping on board, it makes me dislike them even more.
Oh.
They are Spursy. They will never win anything. Results like this prove that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people even
they were pathetic.
Through Betfair are like, oh yeah, they could win a trophy or something like that. No. Don't bet on them to win a trophy. That's just not worth it at all.
That's a big lie. Big lie.
You're all over that. Next one, my beloved Chelsea won 2-1. Really consistent form for once, which is really surprising. Up to 5th on the table. Nicholas Jackson, or Jackson, as he says on his name when he comes up on the screen. Jackson has 14 goal contributions in the last 14 league games. He's putting a few haters to bed.
Yeah.
And he's just been awesome.
Ever
I'm really
since
surprised.
he had those late couple of games last season where he missed a couple of open nets, he's really turned it around.
Yeah, because even the one he had on the weekend where he had pretty much an open net, I'm going, please just hit it. And now I'm actually confident that he can hit those ones.
Yep.
And the build up to that goal, you don't get an assist for the pass to the pass. But Palmer's passing in that game was unbelievable.
What were Newcastle doing playing a high line against a team that relies on transition?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
Their team on paper, similar to Man U, is very good, and they have been so bad.
When you've got Big Dan Burn playing left centre back, there's some issues.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some issues going on there.
I don't know what's going on there. Where are they up to now?
They're not going good.
12th. Yeah. So I even tipped them, I think, top 4 or top 6. I can't even remember what that was. Similar to Adelaide in the AFL. I just haven't got that one right. So no good. All right. I didn't even really want to touch on this game. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2, just because you'll be fired up for this one. Awesome game, one of the games of the season.
Game.
Similar to the Manchester-Arsenal game that was, Manchester City, Arsenal game that was 2-0 as well. Just so much happened, so much controversy. The one controversial moment that happened, obviously awesome goals, 2-0, really good game. But the controversial foul that stopped the whole game and Arsenal went on to score and would have got them a win. How do you feel about that being an Arsenal fan?
Well, because when the foul was blown, you were like, what's it for?
Yeah.
And then you come back and realize, was it for Kiwior jumping over Soboslai? It's like, Soboslai's just stood there and Kiwior's just jumped and headed the ball. Watching it, because it bounced off Havertz's bicep, do they call it back for a handball?
I don't know. I think they called the foul more than the handball.
They called the foul because Anthony Taylor hasn't called the foul until he sees Havertz through on goal. The rules of VAR are you let the play unfold before you go, hey, I think there might have been a foul there. Watch it in the build-up. The one for me is in the first half where Gabriel Martinelli gets cleaned up by Kanate and Trent Alexander-Arnold in the box. And the ref's like, oh yeah, Kanate's won the ball. And that's what the official Twitter account said. And they've been community noted going, Kanate does not win the ball.
He doesn't win the ball.
So,
they're a bit all over the shop, especially the fact that you can't VAR that because there was a goal scoring opportunity. I don't understand. But the rules are very annoying.
But you can go back and look at that. Is that a clear and obvious error that the refs missed? Which if they don't give that a penalty, I'm cool with that. Yeah. But you've got with the goal that Jesus scores, you've got to let that play unfold. And then if you pull it back, you pull it back. That's fine.
Well, that was the thing that happened a couple of years ago where they were like, we're going to let the play unfold, and then so. Although I'm putting my unbiased hat on because usually I was laughing my head off being a Chelsea fan that Arsenal they've had about 3 really unlucky things happen this year, which you'd be fired up about.
To win a title, you need things to fall your way.
It's not at the moment.
None of them are falling Arsenal's way this year.
And usually I'd be going, Arsenal didn't deserve that. I think they did deserve a goal there. That was really, really unlucky, but still pretty happy to get a draw there. You got a draw against Liverpool and a draw against City. You'd probably take that. Yeah.
Mikel Arteta is now unbeaten in his last 15 games against the big 6 in the league. Okay. And then you also add in, you've done it without Saliba. Odegaard's still not playing. Yep. Gabriel goes down. Calafiori's not playing. Because everyone's like, Arsenal should have gone for the win. They are doing it with their... Miles Lewis-Skelly ended up on the field because Timber came off.
He's probably their very young guy.
But he's going to be good. He's their 5th choice left back. Yep. Ben White's playing in central defender and he's usually at right back. Yep. Obviously, Gabriel's there. He goes off. And then right back was Thomas Partey, a 47-year-old with no hamstrings, and he absolutely towed up Luis Diaz.
Yeah, so you'll be happy with that.
It's a great result. The late equaliser annoys me, but this time last year, Arsenal's record's the same.
Yep.
They get beaten by a point in the league. They can win the league from here.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I'm still slightly leaning towards Liverpool, but 100%, you're right. They haven't got a full strength team.
Arsenal are better than Liverpool off that result. Of their starters, Liverpool are only missing. We're only missing Alisson. Does Alisson stop that Saka goal or Marino goal? No.
Probably not. No, fair call. Fair call. All right, lastly in the news, we've got through the Arsenal stuff, but yeah, it's a bit of a venting session. Nothing wrong with that. The Ballon d'Or was yesterday, 2024. Rodri was the Ballon d'Or winner in the men's and Bon Marti in the women's. That's 2 in a row for her. She's an absolute freak.
4 in a row for Barcelona
4
as well
in a
in the
row for
women's.
Barcelona. I swear every year you look at the awards, I think other than maybe 2 years ago, the men's and the women's, half of the Barcelona teams just rock up because they're just going to win so many awards. Yamal won the young player from Barcelona as well for the men's. Rodri versus Vinny Jr. was the big talking point.
Yep.
Was Vinny Jr. robbed is the big question in the around the grounds here.
Absolutely not.
I agree.
What is this big carry on about Vinicius Jr. potentially like winning the Ballon d'Or or being controversial that he's lost? For years, I think everyone has said that Rodri is probably the most important player for Manchester City. Look at the record of things that they've won with him playing there. Then he also wins the Euros as well.
Yeah.
So you win
I think international football takes precedent. That's why Messi won, has won before and things like that.
You win the title, you win the Euros, but then you look at it. Vinny Jr. had 21 goals and assists, overall 21 goal contributions in the league last year. There is about 30 players that have more goal contributions across the leagues. Like, we're complaining about this, where Dominic Solanke at Bournemouth had more goal contributions last year than Vinny Jr.
That's a good comparison.
But that's what I'm saying. And then it's like, okay, you look at it and Rodri's played 63 games.
Yep.
Won 50 of them, lost 1. Vinny Jr. 49, won 32, lost 2. But
if you're picking midfielders, you're probably going De Bruyne or Rodri as you're picking. Like, he is an absolute freak.
But it also shows how silly the Premier League is that Rodri wasn't even in the team of the year for the Premier League.
That was a joke. Yeah, that was a joke.
But it's like, your 2 best players in the Premier League last year were probably Declan Rice and Rodri. Like, it's a year when no attacker has stood out so magnificently, and you're not just going to give it to Harry Kane for scoring 40 goals in the Farmers League. And Mbappe didn't do a lot for PSG as well.
I'm happy for Vinny to be up there, but I'm happy that Rodri won.
I think Rodri is like, logic suggests he is the most likely winner. Also, with Rio Ferdinand acting like a tool on Twitter when he scored that goal in the Champions League final, that's when he lost the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, bang. There we go. I don't mind that one, actually. The other one is the Real Madrid, just the whole team, the staff and things like that. None of them turned up to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. So usually you have all your best players because Mbappe could have won an award. What was it? Carvajal, I think, was another one.
Yeah.
A few other players
Real
were up
Madrid
there.
thought that if Vinny Jr. wasn't winning, that Carvajal was going to win it.
No, there was no chance Carvajal was going to win.
He did win the Champions League.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Euros.
But in terms of, like, his actual skill and overall play. But the fact that they didn't turn up is just way too salty and so immature. The fact that they even brought it back to race, they brought it back to a lot of other things, and that's really poor from Real Madrid, who's supposed to be the biggest club in the world.
The most petty man alive, Cristiano Ronaldo, still turned up every year and applauded when Messi won it.
Well, that means he's not that. I think he cops it a little bit too much. A lot of people don't like Ronnie, but I don't mind him. But yeah, really petty by them, and I'm still happy that Rodri won. I think he's probably the best midfielder in the world. There we go. All right. That's it for Around the Grounds. Let's get into the best game of the match week. We're just going to quickly touch on this before we get into our back or lay bets with Betfair. Best game of the match week, I'm just calling it just because Ten Hag's gone. Man United versus Chelsea. Chelsea are up to 5th. Man United, people are saying they might have a new coach bounce. I don't know about that. New manager bounce.
Coach bounce. The manager isn't there yet.
The manager isn't there yet. Well, just the lack of Ten Hag bounce. I don't know.
No Ten Hag bounce.
That might be in the title, actually. No Ten Hag bounce. Let's start off with goal scorers. Who do we think is going to step up for... I would say Chelsea I'm leaning towards, but it could be Man United if you think.
Man United scored 8 goals in the league this season. I have no confidence whatsoever in them scoring. You look at Chelsea, you look at, this Madueke, he's always very dangerous. If you've got Cole Palmer lurking centrally and Lisandro Martinez, who's just going to dive at ankles like there's no tomorrow. If Cole Palmer doesn't get a free kick or a penalty here, I'll be shocked. So it's just very easy to go with Palmer scoring a goal.
I don't mind that. I don't mind Madueke as well. I reckon it could. I wouldn't be surprised if Man U get on the board. I think they can play slightly more attacking and they're going to be fired up because they've got no manager. A few of them are like, I'm actually glad Ten Hag's gone. So they'll be fired up. I wouldn't be surprised if Xerxes scores. I feel like he threatened a little bit against West Ham. I don't mind him.
Yeah, but if you're not scoring against West Ham,
that's true.
Your defense is much better than West Ham's. Like, how are you going to score again?
That's true. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just get a score on the board. It might even be the first one, then Chelsea fire up. Palmer, I reckon Palmer might get 2 assists here and maybe a goal. Is that a bit too much? It's good
You're asking for a lot.
Fantasy teams, maybe an assist and a goal, and then I reckon Madueke will get the other one there. Score prediction, I'm going to go... I don't want to jinx this as well. I'll go Chelsea 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Man U like come out firing in the first half and get the first goal.
3-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea.
Yep.
Oh,
Man United are just trash.
They are trash.
They are so bad.
Their team should. I reckon the second half of the season they might do a bit better because.
But the problem is they're going to have to. They've spent all this money trying to get players in that Ten Hag wanted. Now you're going to have a new manager who wants a new identity. You've just spent all this money getting De Ligt, Mazraoui, the guy that came, Garte, who's just not getting a game at the moment. Xerxes come in. Leroy Yano's come in. He's injured at the moment, so that's why he's not playing.
Yep.
And then you go back and look at all the money they've spent in previous seasons getting Højlund in.
Yeah.
And your manager might come in and go, don't want any of you.
Yeah.
And just clean them out.
True. We'll have to, I'm actually trying to think how that...
PSR
they might even change their starting
the
lineup, so it might take like another month or so.
Casemiro's got to go.
I know. He scored on the weekend, but
Big deal.
Everyone's running past him at the moment, so yeah, I think he's done.
Yep.
Yeah. He might even become off the bench in the future, I reckon. All right. The most important part of the show, the back or lay bets thanks to Betfair, the only place to back or lay bet on the EPL this season. Last week, we had some surprising results that cost us a few tips. Aston Villa...
that was hilarious, by the way.
Not getting the job done was one of my big ones. I think they drew to Bournemouth.
With Ross Barkley giving away the late foul. Stupidity.
So I was so mad with that because that was one of my big tips. I was really keen on Villa. The other one was Tottenham. A few people backed them because they've actually been okay this season, but then, of course, they go full Spursy and cost us a few tips there, losing to Crystal Palace. Tony was really good. Laid Arsenal at $2.40. I know that Arsenal could have got the job done, but
I understood his tip when reading his write-up going, Arsenal without Saliba and Odegaard, plus there was all the other defenders out. I understood the reasoning there.
Yeah, so the expert tips did all right there. And then the Everton versus Fulham draw got at $3.40, which was really good. He wanted to back that one. Both teams don't have as many match-winning goal opportunities there. Marcus has been confident in Chelsea all season. I've been nervous backing Chelsea, but he keeps backing Chelsea and it's working well. So that's been really good on the back of lay bets. So now it's time for your turn to step up very soon, Alex.
Easy.
We'll start off with Tony Hargreaves' Betfair's expert tips, though. Check that out on the Betfair Hub at betfair.com.au/BetfairHub. All right, I'll go through the first two and I reckon you do the next two.
Yep.
Oh, actually, no, you can go through the first two because it includes your beloved Arsenal.
Cool.
Yep.
So the first one, we've got Newcastle and Arsenal. That's the first game of the weekend this weekend up at St James's Park. He's backing Arsenal at $2.04. Arsenal have an incredible record against Newcastle, winning 18 of the last 21 meetings. And apparently says Arsenal will be confident after draws to City and Liverpool. As an Arsenal fan, I'm a bit annoyed that we drew to both of those. Those are games that Arsenal should have won.
Yep.
And knowing that you should have won probably does give you confidence.
Yeah.
So incredible record of 18 of the last 21. Arsenal whipped them 4-1, I believe it was, late last year.
Yep.
The 1-0 loss to Newcastle was the controversial loss last year with Arteta coming out going,
cost the title as well.
I would say losing 5 points to Fulham cost them the title. But when he said it's a disgrace because the big push in the back from Joel Linton to Gabriel that wasn't called a foul.
About that,
Plus the ball was also out and everything else. So this game will be spicy.
Yeah, it will trigger a few Arsenal fans.
It won't because you look you look at Newcastle and you've got like Big Dan Burn and Fabian Schär in defence, just like they're just gazelles.
They're too big,
They're gazelles on ice skates at the moment. They don't know what they're doing.
True.
Like Bukayo Saka in great form. Havertz has just finally found some confidence. Trossard, Martinelli all playing well. I agree with Tony. Backing Arsenal and backing Arsenal confidently.
$2.04 is really good
value. That is great punting because I didn't think you'd get over even money for Arsenal for the rest of the season.
Newcastle have been struggling. Arsenal are on fire, so I really like that one. What else is Tony backing up?
Backing Manchester City to $1.65 versus Bournemouth. I can't believe City are $1.65. They've got an aggregate over the last 6 meetings at 20-4.
20-4 is wild.
Bournemouth has shown in the last 2 weeks, obviously beating a 10-man Arsenal 2 weeks ago and then getting the draw with Villa. They're going well. Manchester City, they struggled when beating Southampton 1-0. I don't know how I feel about this one, just given since Rodri went down in that Arsenal game.
True.
They just don't look up to speed. I know they spanked like Prague or something in the Champions League, but we could probably score a goal playing striker for Manchester City there.
Club Rouge, we need it.
So this is one I'd want to leave alone, but I can understand given the aggregate over the last 6 meetings, and Haaland just finds a way. I
think part of it is Tony's reasoning, the expert tips. $1.06, you don't get Man City at $1.65 very often. You got to back them. Like I know Bournemouth have been okay, but they're still top of the table, and they although they didn't look as confident or as strong against Southampton, they still got over the line. I reckon this could be like a 2-0, and you're still backing them. So I don't mind that one. $1.65 is just really good value for City. The other ones he's going to go for, the last two that we're going to touch on, over 3.5 goals he's backing at $2.10 for Liverpool versus Brighton.
Yep.
So they're over 3.5 goals. That seems like a lot, but Liverpool, actually, 5 of Brighton's last 6 matches across all competitions have had 4 or more goals. You go, all right, they got Matoma. They've got, who else have
Evan
they got?
Ferguson scored on the weekend.
Evan Ferguson scored on the
Pedro.
weekend. That Pedro's been pretty good. They've got really good attackers, but their defense has been horrible. There was a 6-goal total.
That high line that they play.
Oh, really high line. So they got, there were 6 goals in the Chelsea game, 6 goals when Brighton played Wolves.
4 last week.
4 last week as well. So Liverpool will just be feasting here. You got Diaz in really good form. Salah's in solid form. You got...
You look
so
at the
many good
goal
players.
that Salah scored last weekend against Arsenal, and that's going to be a picture repeat of how that they try and get him out. Is Trent's going to be playing that long ball to the wings with Salah and Nunez hopefully there. Diaz, he was horrendous on Sunday.
Yeah. He's been good this season, but
he's
he wasn't
been good. He was horrendous. Jota is now out for a couple of months as well, so it's up to Diaz to step up, and even Gakpo. He hasn't done much this season as well, so interesting to see how he
love
and
Cody Gakpo.
maybe Gravenberch go as well.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind Gravenberch scoring this one.
We should see some goals here because I think last week Gravenberch got shown up by a good central midfield.
Yep.
If you've got a good central midfield against Liverpool, you can catch them out.
Okay, there we go. And then, but Tony is staying away from the head-to-head because Liverpool have surprisingly only won 2 of the past 8 meetings.
Yeah.
8, because even Brighton started becoming sort of stronger again maybe 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
But even seasons before that, they've had some wins against Liverpool, which really surprised me. But the over 3.5 goals I really like. So get ready for a feast of goals there. The last one we're going to go through for his expert tips is the over 2.5 goals he's laying at $1.90 for Notts versus West Ham.
Okay.
So we're going for the under 2.5 goals here, laying the over 2.5. Only 2 of Forest's 9 games this season have had 2 or more goals. More than 2 goals this season.
Okay.
3 of the last 4 meetings have been 0-0 at halftime. I'm a little bit, not stressed, what's the right word? A little bit hesitant compared to some of these other bets, but it is pretty solid at $1.90. And you've got Notts, they do have Chris Wood, they do have Morgan Gibbs-White, who's probably going to be coming back, Callum Hudson-Odoi, but they're not a team that's going to blow you out off the park, I don't think. They're like a team that could win this 1 or 2-0 or possibly 1-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a high-scoring game. West Ham have been so inconsistent, even though I praised them at the start of the season. I was like, all these new guns are coming in and none of them have done anything. So I don't mind.
Their money's been spent poorly.
It really has. So I don't mind the laying the over 2.5 goals here because this could be like a 1-1 or a 1-0 to Notts at home. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's the expert tips brought to you by Tony Hargreaves on the Betfair Hub. Alex, what's your favourite tip of the match week? And of course, actually, I'm looking at the match. Of course, it's this.
I'm laying Tottenham against Aston Villa. Tottenham are $1.95 currently on the fair. Look, add in that Tottenham tomorrow morning in the EFL Cup have to play Manchester City at home as well.
True.
So
that's a big game.
Tottenham need to win trophies. They've got to try and win. So they've got to try and play a full strength squad against that. Then you have a look at also how Tottenham just have been going against Aston Villa of lately. It's not a great record. Villa's won 3 of the last 4 meetings. They came to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year and got the job done there. I just don't rate Tottenham's defenders whatsoever. It's like everyone tries to tell me that Van der Ven and Porro are this just amazing central defensive.
They're good in attack from defence, but they're not actually good at defending.
Like over 60 goals as a partnership. They are not that good.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Then you've got Johan Duran coming through. He can just come off the bench and score. It's ridiculous. Then you got Rodgers who's starting to play well. Ollie Watkins keeps finding a way as well.
They're a very fun team, Villa.
Aston Villa just find a way to get the job done. They've got different ways that they can attack goal as well. They can catch Tottenham out on the break. And then any team that's got James Maddison as your central attacking midfielder in a big stakes game, I don't want to be with you.
Oh, really?
James Maddison,
been good the last couple
have a look at when he gets substituted.
Oh,
consistently happens at the 60 to 70th minute when the game gets important and gets him off.
Okay.
He is not a big game player. He's a downhill skier.
Oh, bang. Dang.
So Villa will get the job done against Tottenham, but let's just lay Tottenham at $1.95.
Yeah, you get a draw there as well because I wouldn't mind a draw in this one just because both teams can score, but it could be like a 2-2.
If I could find a way for an Unai Emery team and Tottenham to lose, I would do it.
Yeah, well,
but I can't in this game.
You get back the draw and then no one's...
Yeah, but they don't lose. They draw. I want them to lose.
Well, just this week you can't get them both to lose. Next week you can back them both to lose if you want.
Yeah.
All right, my tip for the weekend for Match Week 10 is I'm laying West Ham at $3.65 for Notts versus West Ham. So I'm back to that game, Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. Notts, they're up to 7th. They've been on fire this season. Probably the best they've played, I don't know, since when were they in the Premier League? Like 100 years ago?
Yeah, I was about to say, this is the 3rd season of them being in the league.
Yeah, so I think this is the best they've probably been in almost 100, 150 years. Only 1 loss through 9 games. No one would have seen that happening. Notts have won the last 2 home meetings against West Ham, 2-0 and 1-0. West Ham, they failed to win in their last 5 away games as well in all comps. Like, I still look at West Ham and I think second half of the season, I think they might fire up because they're team on paper is stistill really solid.
You
but
cursed West Ham 12 months ago.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to curse West Ham again. I cursed them last year on this show. But yeah, they have confidence. They beat Man U, but it was Man U. Not so playing a lot better football than Man U.
West Ham tried to, like, they're like, oh, we're going to try and play this fun brand of football. We're going to be fun. We're going to be exciting. We've brought in Lopetegui. We've brought in all these players.
And none of their players have been doing anything.
And then Mohamed Kudus decides to slap Richarlison up in the back of the head.
He was being their best player, and now he's
out for 3 games.
Yes,
Decides to start smacking Spurs players. Got nothing against that. Come to Arsenal, mate. Come
You would have given him a pay rise.
100%. But there's nothing fun and exciting about Aston Villa. Like, they've panic bought Nicholas Fulkrug.
You mean West Ham?
West Ham, sorry. There's nothing exciting about them. They've panic spent all their money. This is all the Declan Rice money.
Yeah.
They've just panic spent it.
They were they couldn't get anyone else,
Like,
because Fulkrug's, what is he, 31 now? I thought he was a bit younger.
James Ward-Prowse lasted a season. You know, what they're doing and what Lopetegui's trying to do hasn't been good. It's all just set up for Sam Allardyce to come in and save them. Like, just someone like that, just like, oh yeah, boys, we just play 4-4-2. We'll be right. Like,
bring Sam Allardyce back.
But honestly, like, there is nothing fun about them.
No, I agree. I think
God bless him for getting Ten Hag sacked, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm laying them, because I think Notts can get the job done at the City Ground. They're fired up at the moment, Notts, and Chris Wood will get on the score, but maybe like a 1-0 to Notts, I reckon, in that one. So we can have a draw because I'm laying West Ham, but I reckon Notts will get the job done.
Cool.
All right, that's our back or lay bets brought to you by Betfair, the only place to back or lay bet on the EPL this season. That's all done. Let's get into Trivia with Olivia right after this.
If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows on the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover.
All right, we are back. It's time for Trivia with Olivia. We are so good and sometimes so bad at this. It's like a roller coaster. Alex used to be okay at this when he used to be on the show. How are we going, Olivia? Let's go.
All right, I've gone for an easy one this week because I want you guys to finally get something right.
All right.
If you don't get this, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Oh, no, not angry, disappointed.
Who has won the most Ballon d'Ors and how many have they won? And if you can give me the second place with the number as well, I'll take it.
Messi? Do you know?
No, you're going the number. You're
Messi
guessing
with 4. I reckon he's won 4.
I'm going to go 6.
Or 6. Oh.
I'm disappointed, guys. Come on. It's Messi with 8.
8.
And
closer.
Ronaldo with 5.
I knew it was Ronaldo second.
I knew Ronaldo was second, but he beat me with Messi.
I just thought they would have alternated a bit more, so it could have been like a 4-3. 8. That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
That is why he's the GOAT. Are we in agreement on that one?
Oh, yeah, no.
That's because you don't like Ronaldo.
Yeah, I just think he's just a self-indulgent tool bag. Is this where I say I reckon Bon Marty can overtake Messi? But anyway.
Whoa, that's a big call.
2 in a row.
2 in a row, yeah.
So I've got 6 to go.
6 to go. How old's Bon Marty?
Mary Fowler might beat her up. She's only 26.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, possibly. That'd be pretty cool. There we go. I should have known that 8. 8.
That's why I said 6. I was like, that's a lot.
6, yeah, fair. There we go.
That's an insane level of just amazingness. Like,
I know.
You throw in the years that he did it against Ronaldo.
He won last year when he's a lot older.
He won the World Cup. Let's be honest, that was just like, yeah, you won the World Cup.
That was pretty good. All right, thanks, Olivia. We've done okay there. Not great. Everyone knew Messi, but we should have done a little bit better than that. All right, we're going to finish off, as always, sometimes quick fire, sometimes not, but it's the EPL Matchweek 10 predictions. I'm just going to read them out, Alex, and you've got to tell me who you think they are, and I'll finish off with mine as well. First one, I think I know who you're going to go. Newcastle versus Arsenal.
Arsenal, better the weekend.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, I'll go Arsenal as well. Newcastle have been so bad. Liverpool versus Brighton.
I'm going to go draw.
Draw, really?
Yep.
They've got a good record, Brighton. I'll go Liverpool. I don't like Brighton at the moment. Ipswich Town versus Leicester City, the powerhouse clash at the bottom of the table.
Ipswich have been playing some pretty fun football. They nearly got back into the game last week when they were down to 10 men. Delap nearly equalised late. So I'll tip Ipswich to get the job done here at home.
I was going to tip them as well. At home, we've been loving their energy at home.
Vibes.
Good vibes. They're the vibe team for sure. The what are they? Tractor Boys. What a weird name. Bournemouth versus Man City is the next one. We got it. You don't like tipping Man City, but
I just hate them so much. Man City will win.
Why can't the FFP charges come in already? We've got money on them to be relegated.
January.
Yeah, I can't wait for January.
I'm on at a big price.
Yeah, same. All right. I'll go City there as well. Bournemouth, surely not. That'd be so funny if they won, but doubt it.
Funniest outcome.
Yeah, funniest outcome. Southampton versus Everton. Oh, this is.
See, this thing could either be the worst 0-0 draw you'll ever see, or it's like 4-3 because
Everton know how to score.
Southampton keep playing out the back like morons, but Cameron Archer up front, and I think it's Tyler Billing. Dilling. He's got the short socks. He's great.
Yep.
They can be fun up like in
very
attack.
rarely, but
But when they get the chance to, and it's against Everton, so who knows what's going to happen. Let's just come on, Southampton at home. Let's get him a win.
Southampton at home. Jeez, he's bringing the big calls. I'm going draw. Actually, no. I'm going Everton. I said the other week that they've actually been playing okay. They've just been a bit unlucky. They can score 3 goals. I don't see Southampton getting more than 1. So, yeah, I reckon I'm going to go Everton in that one. Next one, Notts Forest versus West Ham. I've already said it. I think Notts are going to win.
Notts
as well. We love Notts at home. Actually, you were a big lover of Notts last season.
Big Notts guy.
Big Notts guy.
I think, each year I change to a team that gets...
Who's this year? Ipswich?
It's Ipswich. Yeah, Ipswich is the team I'm jumping on this year.
Just for vibes.
The vibes that I want to stay up. Like, they're cool, they're fun. Let's keep Ipswich up.
Actually, I've been on Notts this year and Ipswich. I don't mind that. Next one is Wolves versus Crystal Palace. This is the hardest one of the weekend, I reckon.
Wolves will win. They've been very unlucky the last couple of weeks. They desperately need a win for Gary O'Neill at home. Crystal Palace, still something missing from them. I know Elise's gone.
But they're just not playing well.
Yeah, they're not playing well, but Wolves desperately need. They've got 3 or 4 games now where if they don't win 2 of them, I think Gary O'Neill will get sacked.
Yeah, because they've had a really tough fixture to start the season. They've played all the good teams. I think if they get a win here, they'll be like, we're not actually that bad. So I'll go Wolves as well. Next one, Alex has already said his, but Tottenham versus Aston Villa.
Come on,
Villa. They're not at Villa Park at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm going to go
toilet
draw.
bowl, stats guy.
The toilet bowl.
It looks like a toilet bowl.
Anyway, you can crap on Tottenham. You will. I'm going to go draw. I think both teams can score, so I reckon it's going to be like a 2-2. Next one, we already touched on it as well. Man United, Chelsea, both back in Chelsea.
If I didn't say Arsenal were better the weekend, I'd be saying Chelsea.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just nervous about the new manager bounce. The dead
manager bounce.
The dead manager bounce. Yeah, something like that. I'll still go Chelsea though. We've been backing them all season. Last one, finish off. This will actually be a really fun game. Brentford and Mbuemo has been really good. So Fulham versus Brentford to finish it off.
High scoring draw.
I don't mind that. I will go Fulham at home. They've been really strong at Craven Cottage.
Smith Rowe on the scoreboard and Mbuemo.
Ooh, have you got either of them in your fantasy team? I feel like you got Smith Rowe.
I think I got Mbuemo.
No, Mbuemo's been so good.
My midfield's hard to get into.
Your midfield's hard to get into.
Midfield's hard to get into, mate.
Saka. I got rid of Saka and then he ended up playing. So I'm filthy with that.
Never drop Bukayo Saka, mate.
Filthy with that. Anyways, that's the final whistle for the Football Today show brought to you by Betfair. So check out some fun football videos that we're going to do all across the socials, Football Today AU and Football Today Australia. Send in any questions you want. Have a go at Alex for his Arsenal takes. Have a go at our Ballon d'Or takes. Anything you want in the comments. That's it. Thank you very much to Gerald and Olivia behind the camera. Thanks for jumping on, Alex. He's back.
Stats guy.
That felt weird, and I was hosting as well.
No, this is weird.
They were just in the opposite spot, but we got through it. And that's another episode of Football Today done. We're out. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.